Here comes summer, a time of freedom. We're free from school, free with our bodies, and with the right equipment, free of high electrical bills. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a line of products that uses the sun to charge your devices during the day and provide light at night. Better still, this line of products comes from a small to medium business, so we won't be enabling any heartless megacorps by purchasing these products. But first, the name of the business, GoalZero. I love it. They share my vision of a world completely free of non-renewable energy. From where we're standing now, it may seem ambitious and far away, but we can start working towards it right now in our own homes. Starting with this, the Nomad 5 solar panel. Here's what I like about this panel. It has a USB port built right in. Other panels use less common ports to supply power to a battery or other device, necessitating the use of an adapter. With this panel, all you need is the charging cable that came with your phone, at least in theory. I found that the Nomad 5 didn't supply enough power to charge my Samsung Galaxy S10 at normal speed. If it can't charge a phone from more than half a decade ago, it certainly can't charge the phones we have now. It can trickle charge batteries and stuff, but only enough to keep my phone from dying about 3 nights a week, on average. I hope they'll keep this design once the next generation of solar technology comes out, because if this panel were more efficient, it would be perfect. But for now, I've just gone ahead and set it on my balcony. I've jerry-rigged a USB extension cable and wired it through this small hole my landlady's left in the weather stripping. This way, I don't have to open the door to swap out the battery. Next up, the Torch 500. This is a hybrid flashlight and task light with a solar panel built in. My favorite part of the Torch 500 is the task light. I can use these little hooks on either side to hang it on my blinds so it can light up my home in the event of a power failure. Just like with the Nomad 5, the design of the Torch 500 is great, but the output wattage and charge times leave something to be desired. More on this in a moment. For all you RGB fans out there, this is the Crushlight Chroma. It's a collapsible LED lantern with a tiny solar panel on top, but you can also charge it via micro USB if you prefer. It has 3 brightness settings for the regular light, a candlelight mode where it flickers like a candle, and 7 color options for the RGB light. I know they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but stop mocking me. However, the color options are not dimmable. It's either maximum brightness or nothing. But the biggest complicating factor is that it only has one button, and the way you're expected to select your desired light setting is not intuitive. You have to press the button twice very quickly to switch between regular mode and RGB mode. Pressing the button slowly cycles through the various colors in RGB mode and the brightnesses in regular mode. To activate candlelight mode, you must hold down the button in regular mode. I've accidentally switched to RGB mode on more than one occasion, and when I actually want to switch between modes, it often takes me several tries to get the timing right. Knowing the benefits of interchangeable parts, I get why they didn't want to add a whole nother button to the color version, but if they're going to charge an extra $5 for it, they might as well make it a little easier to use. Lastly, we have the GoalZero Light-A-Life Minis. Back when I lived in my parents' mansion, I thought these lights from VoltaicSystems.com would be perfect for lighting the living room during power failures. Just drape them over the banister, make a USB battery pack that automatically switches its charging port on when the power goes out, and voila! No more having to be scared of being stranded in the dark. Not only do these lights connect to the power source via USB, they also connect to each other USB. This makes it easier to daisy-chain them, as they don't require any special adapters at the beginning or end of the chain. Each light has 3 settings: high, low, and off. They also come with these colored shades, so you can sort of turn them into RGB LEDs as long as you look at them from the side. Remember the Torch 500 we looked at earlier? Well, when I plugged these lights into the Torch 500, this happened. It's not a bug, it's a feature? This errant flashing seemed to occur regardless of the quantity or brightness of the lights I had plugged in. Even with one light in low mode, it still wouldn't stay on. Same thing happened with the solar panel, but that's less unexpected because it has no internal battery. Still, I'd expect that a GoalZero LED would work with a GoalZero power source, but in this case, it doesn't. Bear in mind a light-emitting diode uses very little power, which is why I'm surprised to see that the Torch 500 will charge my cell phone, but won't power these lights. Another thing to bear in mind is that these lights are not waterproof. So if you're planning to use these for decoration on your balcony or patio, you'd better live in a desert. In conclusion, GoalZero's goal is fantastic, but their product line needs improvement. The output currents need to be sufficient for modern smartphones, additional controls need to be added for ease of use, and compatibility should be assured between products within the same lineup. There have been a number of pop-up companies that seem to specialize in the manufacture and sale of inferior solar products. Past examples include Revolve Electronics and Freeloader. These solar snake oil salesmen share one thing in common: they disappear in the blink of an eye. So when deciding which solar products to buy, look for makers that have been in business for more than 10 years. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel down below, because I do issue warnings about inferior products and other scams from time to time.